Yo guys, I'm Mikey Microphone, and the microphone is a metaphor for the fact that you have something beautiful to say, but you need to make the arrangements so that you can be heard. So in my last video, I introduced my theory that Apple is an interface company. And another way that the term interface applies is how Apple explains itself to the world, the interface between them and the media. Now in the past, Apple was rather secretive. No one was allowed to talk to the press except for Steve Jobs himself. Now, under Tim Cook, the press strategy has become much more open. And it's possible that even some of the leaks that have shown us some code early, they could be part of that strategy. Now, they're probably accidental, but what do you think? So the reason why Apple is secretive is partly because, it's a factor in their competitive advantage, but also because when you have a culture that's so open-minded that you sell things which are very abstract, it takes people a long time to understand how they can be used. And when people see that they have to do a lot of work in order to understand whether something can be used, they might look for an excuse to say, this is not useful. I don't want to spend this time because I don't believe that it will be worth my while. Or they will say like, oh, I'll defer this to somebody else and they can figure out if it's worth doing, what the best way to do this is, so that I don't have to spend time researching the various ways that it is possible. And so by releasing things in a very gentle way, and they don't tell you that there is a best way, it's a factor in the ability of the customers to utilize the product, and by utilizing it they can gain the benefit from it, and they can grow their own productivity in their own business and their own excitement and pleasure. Apple has a lot of tool sets and a lot of interfaces which are been around for years but are still only beginning to be adopted, and it's a challenge for them to continue adding to that because it creates a barrier to entry for people who want to master the product. It's important for people to learn things step by step, and the way that Apple structures their product announcements is designed to show people some of the steps they can take to level up their productivity. So their interface with the media is one interesting one. Their interface with other businesses and even governments is another really interesting topic that is a very unique thing about that company. When you think about all the banks that they integrate with, and you think about their relationship with the Chinese government, how they are permitted to offer encryption services to the people of China. You think about their relationship with clean energy and recycling and the precious materials that exist throughout our world. There is a lot of different ways to think about Apple as an interface, and almost like this blank slate. So I look forward to the announcement on Tuesday. These announcements get bigger every year, and I know that a lot of people are inclined to say that they're not exciting anymore, but if you pay attention to all the details, and then you take the time to stay humble and think about what this could mean for you, your business, your customers, and your art, well, let me know what you think. I look forward to seeing your video, and we can check in to discuss all the new interfaces as soon as they are properly unveiled. Thanks a lot for joining me.